Alrighty, I don't know if you guys caught it, but Kang Dynasty was supposed to be out on the 2nd of May. What the friggin' fuck? This great actor, Jonathan Majors, this titan in the field, making this great movie with his great depiction of Kang and what is his name from the Loki show? Clocksworth or whatever?
He Who Remains.
No.
Oh, the other guy. What was his name?
He tried to look like the guy from the IT crowd.
Yeah.
Which, wow. I would rather have him be Kang than this guy be Kang. But you know who I think should have been Kang? Dr. Bashir. But,
yeah,
we talked about this. Reed Richards is white as white. Okay? Slavic. You know, the term slave came from. Because there were so many of them. White slaves.
He's a full-on Caucasian.
Yeah, Kang was Caucasian. So, you could pass...
He could have been, like you were saying, kind of Persian, Arabic.
Yeah, how he could have passed off in Egypt.
Because, I mean, it was, 30th century?
Yeah.
So 10,000 years from now?
30th century? Just another...
No. The 20th to the 30th.
It's another 1,000 years.
Okay, 1,000 years from now.
Yeah.
So how many generations down from Reed, and how far removed was he
yeah,
he was a descendant of Reed Richards, but didn't have to bear any particular resemblance to him. And who knows? Why not? He could have been a black guy. There could have been some intermixing going on down the road in the mix.
But not that actor. That actor is awful. And he beats his old lady, so he was not a good person. Oh, wow, not good people in Hollywood? That's a shock.
Well, that was kind of a scandal, and that really fucking, for whatever reason, they just decided to just go ahead and scrap all that.
Well, because probably the movie was shit to begin with.
Probably.
Yeah.
They probably weren't very confident in it.
Just like they're not confident in anything else.
Like a hot potato.
Yeah. If they'd only done that to the Fantastic Four.
To put all this doomsday thing together, which has just been...
Which is still scrambling.
Thrown together, and they're in production without a script, and they're like making it up as they go along, and it's going to
And in a couple days, we'll have another video up talking about that.
Train wreck, man.
So, why did they not get Doomsday right? I mean, why did they not get the Kang Dynasty movie right? Let's talk about the name first. I think it's a little... Well, it's presumptuous, and it kind of doesn't... It doesn't...
Well, I think it is another, jumping too far ahead too soon.
Yeah. Is this what they did in Phase 1 and 2?
No. They let that stuff develop.
Nice and slow, like you're cooking a pot of stew.
They introduced
some really good gravy. Just go nice and slow, low and slow. Just make it work.
But, they had
good writers.
People working on it.
Good writers.
And faithfully consistent.
Yeah.
And, but they had the great classic stories to draw from. And they were so well adapted.
And they could...
Iron Man is one of the best comic book movies ever made. Still stands up. It was killer.
But there's so much stuff with Kang that they could have used. And they've shit it all away. They shit it all away for Fantastic Four, too. Fantastic Four's been there since 1961.
Right.
Kang's been around since...
No, Fantastic Four #1 was the first Marvel comic ever published.
Yes. But 1961 was Fantastic Four when it debuted.
Yes.
And Kang was in Avengers 10 or 8. No, Avengers 8.
Yeah.
Immortus was in Avengers 10.
And when did the Avengers come in?
63?
No.
63.
No, because they didn't have all the lineup of the first Avengers. 63?
I think, or 64. Hold on, let's look it up.
Giant Man goes that far back?
Yes.
I thought it was closer to like 65. But then again, yeah, Iron Man was still in his Mark II armor.
Yeah.
Yes. And the Hulk was...
green.
The old classic, the old Hulk.
Yeah.
And Hank Pym was Giant Man. And Thor, though, Thor...
What's that say?
What?
1963, Avengers.
Wow, really?
Really? I don't even own a comic book store. I bought one.
I didn't realize that they'd come together into a team that fast.
Oh, yeah. It was like end of 63. Somebody out there.
Yeah.
Because Stan tells the story. He was playing golf with the DC guy, and hey, our Justice League books are doing really good. Team books are doing really well these days. That's how the Fantastic Four showed up. Then the Avengers.
Well, no, yeah. It was his publisher that suggested a team book because the Justice League was selling so well.
He was playing golf with. It could be both. It could be neither. He could be just telling stories.
Yeah, but
I did hear it out of his mouth that he was playing golf with one of the DC guys, and he said, "Oh yeah, our team books are doing really good."
Well, it was a good idea because a lot of people picked up the Avengers because it had so many of their favorite characters in it, and they could get all of them in one shot, and they didn't have to buy all their individual titles.
Yeah. So
anyway, but yeah,
I lay this directly at the Kevin Feige. He's so fucking, and that film threat thing we watched, they don't know what they're talking about either. Kevin's can't spin all these plates. That's not his job.
That's the thing is, if that's what he's doing, then he's spinning his wheels.
Yes.
He doesn't have to be spinning all the plates himself personally like that.
Because he was personally involved in phases 4, 5, and 6. And look how well they've done.
Well, you know what bugs me the most about all this? Is back in 2015 when they were still building to the Infinity Saga, they were talking about having, once this runs its course, which it will, and it'll culminate in this Infinity War, we got everything all planned out till 2028. We got everything all ready to go. We got a plan. We got this, and it's just going to be a matter of getting to them and making them all. But they had it all planned out through 2028, and what we've been getting since the end game does not indicate that they had any kind of a plan whatsoever.
No. And I'm gonna take from one of my great films that I love, Gran Torino. They should be stacking those motherfuckers 10 feet high.
Yes.
They should have been ready right now. No, but what do we have? What do we have? What have they been waiting on for 2 years? Ironheart. They've been. Yeah. Instead of why wasn't Kang Dynasty already done?
What? What do you mean we've been waiting for Ironheart? I'm not waiting for that.
No. But they've been sitting on it, waiting for it to.
Yeah. The series was shot in 3 years ago?
Yeah, 2-3 years ago. The movie. Yeah.
Why aren't they airing it?
Because it's shite and they know it. Is that why they got rid of? Is that why? Now here we're going to go into.
And even in the streaming series, okay, they started out with a plan, and they had release dates and titles and things that they were. And then it just all went to shit, man.
I think that because there's been indications, rumors, theories that Jonathan Majors was kind of a cunt when he was doing Lovecraft Country. And I think they kind of stepped in it and wanted to get it off their shoe as quickly as possible. And as soon as this thing happened, they were ready to drop it already.
Yeah.
Because he acted like a fool. He did not act like the one at the end of fucking time, or the one who knew all, whatever the fuck his title was.
Yeah, he who remains.
Yeah, you would have a sort of a gravitas, a fucking knowledge, and a superiority, not acting like a fucking fool. This ain't fucking Car Wash.
How long had he been maintaining the sacred timeline like he was?
Yeah,
eons.
So.
And even when Sylvie stabbed him, he said, "I'll be back. See you soon."
Yeah, but he
had lived multiple lifetimes. Even.
Yeah, he acted ridiculous. He acted a fool.
Yeah, it was, and I think that was intentional to be the last thing you would expect or whatever. Plus, it was written that way.
No, it was garbage.
So,
it was the weakest thing on the Loki show.
It was. Yeah, it was a very underwhelming finale. It just was a setup for coming back to it.
Yeah.
And was not very satisfying.
No. Geez, like all these other movies that are coming out.
I mean.
And I'm gonna drop it here first, guys, and I'll let you know. I'm in the process of making a cartoon or a movie or something, and we're gonna rewrite Marvel history, the MCU history.
Yeah, it could be like the What Does. You remember What Does?
No. It's going to be good. It's
totally parody.
No, it's not going to be parody. It is going to be serious. It is going to be deep. puncture your kidneys, turn your insides into black fucking pudding. This is what Kevin Feige should have fucking done with so many things, and they didn't do it because they wanted to race swap people, or they wanted to do this, or they wanted their ESG score to be high. I don't give a ferret's fuck, but that's what I'm going to be doing.
Really, I think a large part of all that was more like PR driven
instead of story driven.
You know, look at us. We're
so enlightened. Remember what Malcolm X said about the fucking white liberal? He is your enemy.
But you know, the comics industry and the film business in general and the superhero community especially, you know, has always kind of had some kind of criticism about being so white male dominant. And I think it was an attempt to respond to that and show, no, it's not. And that's where we got the MCU.
So we can link this back to Kevin Smith and his pudgy ass, and it's all his fault. Yeah.
But I can't help thinking that was a motivating factor in some of the stuff, the decisions they were making, especially with the race and gender swapping, putting more, you know, female roles into the stories that didn't I mean, not to be sexist about it, but didn't need to be there. Race swapping.
How are you being sexist if you're being honest about it?
But, you know, I mean, Marvel, really? It's Marvel, man. No, Marvel was not a female scientist. No. He was Captain Marvel, man.
Yeah.
The original Captain Marvel. He's the one who Carol named herself after. It wasn't her fucking nickname on the side of her jet, and she wasn't a fucking pilot.
Are we gonna have to? I really didn't.
Sorry, I'm getting worked up, man.
I didn't want to do a review of that minstrel show called Captain Marvel, but if you want to, we'll do a review of it. We'll do a proper review,
a separate one.
Yes.
I mean, enough about that. It's just that, you know, that was just another MCU example.
Where's our Kang Dynasty? Because Kang, alongside with Doctor Doom, we could find it out. Well, he's a real interesting character.
No, Kang is one of the greatest villains. He is, always has been. And what they did with him in Quantumania was a disservice.
Well, after what they had done to him in Loki.
I mean, look what they did with MODOK, man.
Right?
Oh, my God.
So.
But no, He Remains was a variant of Kang's, or Kang was a variant of him. One or the other.
So here's the thing. Why are all the variants the same person? Why can't they be other people? That's kind of racist.
No.
There should be a Persian.
No.
There should be a white dude. Yeah.
But
yeah,
you know, in Quantumania, he was banished to the
Subatomica or whatever.
Yeah, to the quantum realm by everybody else, all of these other variants, because he was the most dangerous one of them all, and there were like hundreds of them. In the post credit, you can see that, you know. I mean, and that's our introduction to the actual Kang.
He was beaten by Ant-Man,
and
by
Scott Lang, not Hank Pym, even.
Right, fucking Paul motherfucking Rudd. Really? What kind of a threat is he going to be?
And Janet was involved with him, and
then then you see him again in Loki, and he acts the fool. Well, no wonder fucking he got his ass beat by Ant-Man. Yeah. So
and what they did to MODOK too, dude.
So
wrong.
Do you miss not having the Kang Dynasty movie out? Do you think that they did Kang right and I'm just a racist? Or do you think they did a disservice completely to Marvel Comics by the way they portray these characters, race swap, and ESG score the fucking company into the ground like they've done to Star Wars? Let us know in the comments.
The ethnicity
share, and subscribe.